Welcome to game number 19 of the season. Today, the Vikings come into this game with 6 wins and 13 losses. They're going to take on the Latin Romans, who have 15 wins and 5 losses. It's been such a busy weekend for Vikings fans, though, because just last night, they took on their arch-rival, Niles West. Let me tell you about that. By the first half, they trailed by 10 points. However, they were a well-disciplined team. The Vikings only had one foul in the first half. The game went on with a big score deficit, and the crosstown ball went to the Niles West Wolves just a few hours ago, 47-30. That's how it's been, and now it's Friday. No, that was Friday. This is Saturday, and a well-worked Latin team comes in to take on the Vikings right here on Viking Media. I'm Elliot Parrish. Thank you for joining us. The Vikings do already have one more win than they did the entire last season. Last year, they went 4-22 under longtime coach Dan Paxson. Thank you to Dan for providing Viking Media's roster for today's game. Tip-off in about 1 minute. We'll thank our sponsor, Athletico. Don't let your setbacks limit you. Make your comeback. Athletico. Our stadium announcer is choir director at Niles North, Mr. Greigerman. Here's him in the national anthem.
For today, the Vikings are playing host to the Chicago team, Latin. We'd like to ask everybody at this time to please rise, remove your hats, and pay tribute to our flag that hangs in the northwest corner of the gym for the playing of the national anthem.
The weekend's foul weather seems to have kept up people in the arena today. Not counting the teams and the referees and the coaches, there were 43 people in attendance for today's game. Here are your starting lineups.
Number 11, Marion Nihas. Number 15, Natalie Mann. And number 22, Keely Lovett. And your Vikings, number 1, Aliona Ahmedi. Number 3, Sierra Nelson. Number 20, Udoka Nwatsi. Number 23, Dafina Rexepi. And number 34, Lauren D'Souza. The Vikings are coached by the Dan Paxton, assisted by Sonia Garcia and Alyssa Rich. The officials for today's game have been sanctioned by IHSA to highest standards. Best of luck to both teams.
Last year, the Romans won this game 66-51. Let's see what this new matchup in 2019 brings today. It's a cold and snowy day outside, so stay inside with us, Viking Media, and enjoy some high school hoops with us. Thank you for joining us on Saturday. Tipping off for the Vikings, it's Lauren D'Souza. And now it's Ameti with the ball to start out. To Nelson, and we're passing outside of the three-point range. And now here's a layup attempt. Albiona Ameti draws the first blood of the game. Latin in their attempt to answer the Vikings' quick score. Off the hands of Natalie Mann, the sophomore from Latin. She's at the line. The foul was on the Vikings. Let me see. Number 34, Lauren D'Souza. Only about 30 seconds into the Okay, the Vikings will pass it in. Latin gets it. The layup attempt is no good. Here comes Sierra Nelson. No good. Sierra Nelson is at the line because the Romans' number 22, Keely Levette, committed a foul. Boy, did the Romans have a killer season last year with wins. The only losing season in this team's history as far as our record books go back. Hardcore Latin fans are used to a lot of wins. O'Toole. And a lot of quick passing early in the game for Latin. 2-0, Niles North is on top. A shot for three. Kendall Pollard. With 3 fouls in the game so far. And the Vikings answer very quickly with another 3. This time by Defina Rexepi. The score is 4-3. Very close so far with the Vikings on top. Let me tell you how different this game is already from last night. Last night we only saw 2 3-pointers from the Vikings the whole time. Here's another attempt. That's no good. And there's 2 from Sierra Nelson, her first score of the game. It didn't count though, I'm sorry. The ref blew his whistle. will go for naught. Natalie Mann. And that play didn't seem to work either for the Romans. There was a foul. And there's a layup from Sierra Nelson. This time, her score works. It's 6-3 with the Vikings on. Max Rouse is the coach of Latin today. He's the record books go back. That's 12 years. And again, he's only had lose his entire career. Ameti's running for a layup, and it's no good. Vikings have 1 foul so far. Their opponents have 4. And again, the whole last night against Niles West, they only committed, for half of that game, they only had 1 foul. So they're very disciplined. Here's a shot for 3, and that's no good. Off the hands of Defina Rexepi, and it's Latin's ball. Three layup attempts, oh my gosh, and Defina Rexepi tries to strip it away from Marine Mayes. Mayes falls to the ground, but it'll be Latin's ball now. For 2, no good. This game has happened 4 times in history. The Romans have taken 3 of those, and the Vikings have only beat Latin once in history. I'll look through their second attempt today as Marine Mayes scores with a free throw. Off the hands of Alexandra Ryan, the freshman for this varsity Latin team. So the Vikings will pass it in. Four and a half minutes to go in this first quarter. Ellie Bettenhausen for 2. No good. Latin aggressively looking to make a layup. Boy, it's such a fast-paced game. Yesterday was very low scoring. The Vikings offense couldn't get as much done as they wanted to. But now they're surprising themselves, leading 6-5 against a team with 15 wins. They should be very proud. And Albiona Ameti passes it out of bounds.
Checking in for the Vikings, number 13, Aaliyah Vabe.
She takes a break on the bench. Albiona had 8 scores last night. That's more than any of her teammates. D'Souza to pass it in. Wow, fancy pass work. Gets it up the court to Sierra Nelson. Her shot is no good. She retains the ball until the Romans get it. Away, Latin girls basketball is prolific, winning all 4 of their away games so far in 2019. In general, this year they have a 75% of their games that they have won. For 2. There's Lauren D'Souza for her first score of the game. And a layup from from Latin is good for Natalie Mann. 8-7, Vikings on top. And there's a foul on Latin. We're passing around. And that play dies as Natalie Mann, one who just scored, falls to the ground. Lauren is coming off of a 3-game winning streak, their latest loss in double overtime to Munderland. There we see Tool, her first of the game. It's 11-7. Here the Vikings look for an answer with about 2 minutes left in the first. Ryan's shot is no good. But the Vikings get it in with Defina Rexepi, her second score game. Rexepi has already scored twice the amount she was able to score against the Wolves defense last night. She only had 1 score all game, and that was just a free throw. The junior will graduate in 2020, but she's made a great addition to the Vikings varsity team in 2019. Messy ball control there. So during this timeout by the Vikings, let's talk about their team. They have 3 new players on varsity this year. Players are Hannah Fryrick, that's number 14, and there are 2 more. Elizabeth Johnson and Alana. veterans such as Albiona Ameti and Ellie Bettenhausen, the senior, have also given this team some stability. Though they've gone 6-13 so far this year. Better than last year, but still a decidedly losing record. They've lost all 7 of games in particular. Latin's attempt at 2 is no good. Here comes the breakaway from Ameti, and it's good for 2. 1 minute to go in the quarter. 4 8-minute quarters in a girls' high school basketball game, by the way. It's batted out of bounds.
Checking in for Vikings number 20, Udoka Nwansi. Also checking in number 34, Lauren D'Souza.
We're hearing that Lauren D'Souza and Udoka Nwansi are checking in. For Nwansi, this is her 2nd year on varsity, and she's a junior. Defends the net, and now it's Ameti's ball. Here's Nwansi. Double teaming, and it's passed out of bounds by the Vikings. Albiona looks very sad at that development. Okay. The coach quickly putting in Sierra Nelson. "30 seconds to go in this quarter." Here's Maureen Myas, and it's turned over to the Vikings. And they give it back to Latin. For 2. Yes, sirree, for Charlotte O'Toole, her 2nd score of the game. Here's D'Souza. No good as the quarter ends. It's 15-11. Vikings on top. 2 fouls for the Vikings and 4 for Latin. Good evening, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm Elliot Parrish, and this game is surprising so far, seeing as Latin has 15 wins, Niles North only has 6. They suffered a crushing loss to Niles West last night. So far, doing very well against the Romans. And this Romans, they're capable of very big things. I mean by that, they played Elgin Academy a little while ago this year, and they limited Elgin to 6 points. You heard that right. 6 points. Meanwhile, Latin scored 62. That should be a terrifying statistic for anyone to take girls basketball team. Ameti will start us off for the 2nd quarter, and she scores right away for her 3rd of the game and her 11th of this weekend. I guess you could say she's the LeBron James of the Niles North basketball team. As a freshman last year, she had pretty much more ball time than any of the other players. She has perfect accuracy, making 5 free throws last night. And here she is taking an attempt at one more. Swish. And swish. It's 19-11, Vikings on top. Niles makes a layup, but not before the ref ends the play. There was a foul. That was on Sierra Nelson, so it'll be the Romans' ball. Dan Paxson, the coach on the sideline for the Vikings, is quite energetic, as he was last night before he suffered quite the loss to Niles West. A new day, though, with the Vikings on top by 8. For 3. No good from Sierra Nelson, and it's Latin's ball. Off the hands of Niles, and the Vikings take it over. D'Souza bounce Nelson, no good. Kendall Pollard will pass it in for Latin. And here's Niles with a very close attempted steal by Nelson. An attempt at 2, no good, and it's out of bounds. Here's Natalie Mann, and an attempt at 3. There's Kendall Pollard for her second score of the game. It's 14-19, with Latin trailing by 5. A foul on Niles North. On top of that, it'll be Latin's ball. We're passing around, seeing if Latin can't get another score with 6 minutes to go in the half. Ameti gets the Vikings possession of the ball, and that play ends. Notably, Sonia Garcia is the assistant for her first year ever for the Vikings. Facing 4-year veteran Karen Wick. Oh, and there's quite the layup from number 11, Maureen Myers. Her third score of the day for Latin. The ref's calling off a defensive foul on Niles North. D'Souza passes it to the other team. They capitalize beautifully with Natalie Mann. The 9th score of the game for Latin. Through 3. Good. Kwame. Ameti loses control of the ball. That play ends before Charlotte O'Toole could get a bad attempt at 3. O'Toole will be at the line as the foul was on D'Souza. Niles North has let up 230 more points than they've scored this season. To see them tied in a game with a team so impressive as Latin, with only one losing season in their history, they've built a reputation. That must be very heartening to see for Vikings fans. For 2. The Vikings get it with Ellie Bedenhausen. Kwame with the ball. To D'Souza. And here's an attempt at 2. The second in this minute from Bedenhausen. It's no good. There's Kendall Pollard with her 3rd score of the game. Kwame for 2. No good. 4 minutes to go in this quarter. And here's D'Souza. Almost no one to stop her. Latin's defense had to arrive quick. It's Vikings on top.
Fouls are on number 10, Kendall Pollard is her first foul, the team's 7th foul, putting the Vikings at their bonus. Checking is number 30, Lily Beaver for Latin. At the line is number 34, Lauren D'Souza.
D'Souza's at the line, and Kendall Pollard committed the foul. Latin has scored about 330 more points than they've let up. That figures with their winning record. But they are down by 2 with 4 minutes to go in this half. Hannah Fryrick, the sophomore, is in.
Fouls on number 23 to Fiona Rexepi. It is her first foul, the team's 6th foul. At the line is number 10.
Foul on Rexepi, and again, Kendall Pollard is at the line. D'Souza goes to the bench to take a break. Kwame gets her first of the game. For 2. No good off the hands of Kendall Pollard. Tankson. way off, and it's Latin's ball.
Fouls number 23 to Finger accepted is her second foul. Team 7 foul putting foot. Wilmington to Keeley, Lovett.
Game and her second score of the game. It's 28-23, Vikings.
Fouls number 30, Greenberg is her first foul, team's 8th foul. Basket is good by number 13, Aaliyah Kwame. Checking in for Latin is number 11, Marie Niles, and number 24, Brianna Smalley.
Aaliyah Kwame will be at the line. Passing all around the arc for Latin. In Death Valley, strong Vikings defense. Too good off the hands of Myers. Ameti with the ball. She loses control. Here comes Myers. And that's out of bounds. Last year, Latin had a 23-4 season. Quite the caliber you would expect from that program. Under, of course, longtime coach Max Rouse. Tanks in for three. No good. Vikings try for two and get it. That was Ellie Bedenhausen. Myers takes the fall. That was a tricky start. The ref calls a foul. It'll be the Vikings' ball. They're up by 7. The Vikings can't get inside the arc. Tanks in for three. No good. An attempt at two by Latin is no good. Charlotte O'Toole And then they do get it with 1 minute to go in the quarter. And the half. It's 30-25.
Checking in for the Latin Romans number 10, Kendall Pollard. Checking in for the Vikings number 3, Sierra Nelson. Also checking in number 22, Elizabeth Johnson.
Lots of fouls. Different from last night's game. That one was on Ellie Bedenhausen. Natalie Mann can't make her free throw, so for 3, Maya Tankson couldn't get that one. I guess the most impressive game the Vikings have had all season was when they blew out Willow's Academy by 38 points. That was the biggest, most lopsided win they've had all season. Right now they're ahead by 5. And that layup you just saw by Marine Myers was no good, but she'll get a free throw now because of a foul on Sierra Nelson. Ooh. A nice distraction tactic you saw from Kendall Pollard, but the Vikings get it down the court anyway. I've never seen that before. Just yell at the person you're guarding and hope it distracts them. That's interesting. For 3. From Sierra Nelson, it's no good. 18 seconds to go in the half. Natalie Mann. And the Vikings get it. Ameti for 2. No good. Oh boy, that's the half. Vikings by 5 points. It's 30-25. Thanks to our sponsors, Athletico. And thank you for joining us on Viking Media. I'm Elliot Parrish. Our director is Mr. Henderson. Derek on the cameras, and to our entire Viking Media crew, thank you very much. What a surprise for a lot of Vikings fans after seeing last night's loss. Vikings are up against Latin tonight.
Some of the greatest comeback stories never show up in the sports section. At Athletico, our physical therapists help people overcome pain and discomfort and get back to doing the things they love to do. Start your comeback. Schedule your free injury screening today at athletico.com.
Welcome back to Viking Media's 4th girls basketball broadcast of the season. I'm Elliot Parrish, and this game has been quite a blockbuster in years past. Several times it started off both teams' seasons, being a highly attended home game, and let's see. Out of those season openers, the Romans won 1 and lost 2. For those of you who are joining us in progress, this is the Niles looking the Latin Romans, and it's 25-30. The Vikings pulling an upset so far for this game. The Vikings only have 6 wins. The Romans, on the other hand, have 15. They're quite a formidable team this season, as they have been in years past. Last night, Niles North fell to Niles West for the 7th time in a row. Niles West got the crosstown ball. Niles North hasn't looked tired, though, even after playing 2 games in 2 days. Here's a fun fact that explains why it's only a 5-point deficit to teams, if you think about it. There was 1 freshman, 3 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 4 seniors on each side. So they're the same age. Throw in 2 very experienced veteran coaches, and you have a great basketball game. Niles North, so far, has won 2 of their home games and lost the other 4. Latin has won all 4 away games, so this would be their first of the season to lose if they can't catch up to the Vikings and overtake them in this second half. Here's Myers. And an attempt at 2. It's no good, and it's the Vikings' ball. Ameti to Nelson. No good. The foul was on Ameti. Levette. And eating the clock is Maureen Myers. There was a foul. That foul was on Myers, so it'll be the Vikings' ball. Passing it in is Lauren. The Vikings are coming off a 7-game losing streak. They're seeing if they can break it here. A shot for 3 off the hands of D'Souza is no good. For 3. From the Latin side, it's good from Charlotte O'Toole. It's been a season of ups and downs for Niles North. The most lopsided win they've had was by 18 points against Regina Dominican. Most lopsided loss by 31 points against Glenbrook South. North only scored 10 points during that one. Quite another story today. North ball. Ugh. It looks like it hits the head of Sierra Nelson. Vikings retain possession, and there's a foul. It'll be Latin's ball. For two. No good from Kendall. Romans by 2. Oh, my apologies. I read that backwards. The Vikings are up by 2. It is 30 to 28 with the Niles North Vikings on top. Sierra Nelson with an attempt at 3, and it's no good. It's out of bounds. Alaya Kwame just couldn't catch it. And there are 5 minutes and about 40 seconds left in this quarter. For 3. Charlotte O'Toole for her second 3 shot of the half. And boy, was it a great one. Niles North can't answer for 2. Batted out of bounds by Ameti. It'll be Latin's ball. Thanks for watching Viking Media on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as is the custom on this website. There's Natalie Mann with 2. Sierra Nelson, and it's out of bounds. It's 30 to 33 with Latin on top. We're hearing that Maya Tankson is now out on the court. And for Latin, here's Charlotte O'Toole. For 3. No good from Lily Weaver, and there's a foul. For 2, O'Toole. It's 30 to 35 with Niles North trailing. Latin gets the layup with number 10, Kendall Pollard. That's her 5th score of the game. And a foul to boot. It'll be Latin's ball.
Full timeout is called by the Vikings.
So, good evening. I'm Elliot Parrish. Thank you for joining Viking Media. What a game it's been. There have been quite a lot of fouls compared to last night's game with the Vikings and Niles West. But during this one, Niles North has been able to take the lead for the first half. Right now, they've given away that lead to Latin, that's a very accomplished team, but the Vikings, who are very different from them in the record books, are doing very well considerably. Latin by 7. Don't forget to join me and the rest of the Viking Media crew a week from today at 4:30 for our game against Northside Prep. Can't wait to see you there. Here's Maya Tankson, who scored the first score of the game yesterday. It's out of bounds, though. And it'll be Latin's ball. For 2. No good from Marine Myers. Latin held way back from the arc by Vikings' aggressive defense. Hard defense with 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Paxson was talking to the ref. He looked like he was a bit confused with that foul on his player. It was on number 15, Ellie Bedenhausen. This is her 2nd year on varsity. She played a lot last night, but with no scores. The Vikings tried to keep it in bounds, but to no avail. Out of bounds from Charlotte O'Toole. In a slow-moving second quarter, it'll be the Vikings' ball. Latin has an average of 40 they've allowed an average of 40 points per game this season. They've already allowed 30 here against the Vikings. For 2. No good from Lily Weaver. Latin tries again. And there's a golden shot from Charlotte O'Toole. Maya Tankson for 3. No good. Interestingly, you're hearing most of the noise in this arena coming from Latin fans who made the trip here to Niles North. An original attendance of 46 people in the arena today.
Checking in for the Vikings, number 13, Malia Kavame.
Levette, too good. Ameti and a foul. She goes to the ground again. O'Toole, who has scored 6 times already in this game. The foul is on Levette. Rexepi will pass it in to Ameti for the layup. No good. A second try gets it from Elizabeth Johnson, her first score of the game. And her first score of the weekend. Elizabeth Johnson gets her second score within less than a minute. And here comes Kavame, toilet bowl, and it's out. Latin gets the rebound. For 3, no good. And Tankson gets the ball. Horrible ball control now. Latin has it. And there's 2. Oof. From Charlotte O'Toole. That was a very fast-paced play. 44 seconds to go this quarter and the clock stops. The Vikings ball. Kavame with 36 seconds to go in the quarter. Ameti for 2. No good. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Latin can't get inside the arc. Heavy defense by Niles North. And a layup just in time from Natalie Mann. That's her 4th score of the game. So now we're seeing Latin get more aggressive with their offensive plays. It is 34-43 with Niles North trailing and 1 quarter to go in the game. Good evening, I'm Elliot Parrish. Thanks for joining us on Viking Media. The Vikings have scored 13 times tonight, and we're leading much of the first half against Latin. Every single player on the Niles North roster is under 6 feet tall, so they don't dunk. They've gotten some great layups tonight, and they've really stepped up their three-pointer game. Some great ones. And some great ground game we're seeing from Ameti, being more careful. Here she is now with the shots she takes and being more conservative. It's worked so far today. (34-43). Latin. And that layup is no good from McKenna Fellows. It'll be Latin's ball.
Fouls are number 23, Freeman accepting it's her third foul. Team's fifth foul will be Latin ball. Checking into the microphone, 15, Chloe Bettenhausen.
That play died quickly. 2 fouls in less than 15 seconds. And now, number 15, Natalie Mann is at the line because of Elizabeth Johnson's foul. That foul was the 9th total of the half so far. Double teaming on Rexepi. And another foul. On Myers. So D'Souza from the Vikings side will pass it in. Just saving it by keeping it in bounds. And here's Krame. And for 2, Sierra Nelson with her second score of the game. It's 36-43 with the Vikings trailing.
Ball was kicked. It was Latin ball.
The last game the Romans played was against Lane Tech 2 days ago. Latin winning by 17 points. And there's a great layup from Marine Myers. For 3, Rexepi, no good. For 2, Natalie Mann. Oh, we're hearing that Natalie did commit an offensive foul, so it'll be the Vikings' ball. Latin has scored 20 times today. And there are about 6.5 minutes left in the game. Kwame. For 2. No. A great pass to Lillian Ruse, the freshman. And she gets her the game. We're seeing Latin do some great upfield upcourt passes. They've been very effective in getting the ball to their side of the court so that Latin could take the lead in this second half. It's 36-47. Romans on top. Now we think.
Some of the greatest comeback stories never show up in the sports section. At Athletico, our physical therapists help people overcome pain and discomfort and get back to doing the things they love to do. Start your comeback. Schedule your free injury screening today at athletico.com. Athletico Physical.
Welcome back. Latin has scored 1,100 points, about that before this game today. And right now they've done a reversal of the first half in which Niles North was leading. The favored team is up 47-36. Niles North still with a great chance of catching up, with 5 minutes and about 40 seconds to go in the game. In our history books, North has had 4 winning seasons and 7 losing seasons. Last year they had 4 wins, before that they had 3. This year they're at 6 so far. No good. It'll be the Vikings' turn to take a free throw. Elizabeth Johnson is at the line. Let me see. The foul was on number 15, Natalie Mann. Those of you who are Latin fans, their next game is at Willows Academy on the 22nd of this month. Their next home game is on the 25th against Chicago Hope Academy. Now back to the action. Latin retains hold of the ball. And a foul. No, the ref signals the coach called for a timeout. So we saw the Vikings take a great lead by 5 points in the first half of this game, and now they've given it up, but still with a chance to get back on top. With 15 wins, their opponents, the Latin Romans, have been heavily favored, but as they got 23 wins last season, they have a lot of returning seniors and juniors and even sophomores who have given them great stability. Six fouls for the Vikings, and for Latin so far in this half, but Paxson might signal his team to commit some the clock without using timeouts in this second half, so they have time to overcome a 9-point deficit. It's a 3-score game for the Vikings. Here we go, 5 minutes left. Latin passing around the arc, and they give it away. There are players down, and it's the Vikings ball. A breakaway with D'Souza for 2. D'Souza is in her 3rd year on this varsity team. She had only 1 score last night, and it was a free throw. She's doing much better today with 2 scores so far. Latin keeps it in bounds, and then loses control with Maya. Vikings down by 7. Dan Paxson, Vikings coach, is talking to the ref. He signals a timeout. The Vikings have an interesting season plan because they're playing 2 of the same teams twice.
Dreams come alive.
The Vikings lost to, and the latter they beat. They always play Niles West twice. Anyway, there's 2 from Marine Myas. Vikings ball. Here's D'Souza with a pass to Bettenhausen, and they lose control. Randall Dunn looks happy because there was a foul on Bettenhausen. It'll be Marianne Myas at the line. She's already scored 4 times today. Defina Rexepi is coming in as Elizabeth Johnson comes off. Ameti to Nelson. For 3 from Rexepi, no good. Another brilliant upfield pass from the Romans. Niles North grabs it though. It was a tangle on the ground and the play ends. North down by 9. Lily Weaver to Myas. And there's a foul. That foul was on Latin, so it'll be the Vikings ball. D'Souza got tripped up, so here's a failed layup from Latin. O'Toole couldn't get it in there, and so it's the Vikings ball again. Kvame passes it directly to a guy in the stands, so the play ends. Randall Dunn, the coach of Latin, yelling, "Stay with them." They can't stay with Albiona Ameti, though. She gets her 6th score of the game. Day by the sophomore. It's 42-49 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. It'll be a nail biter. Thanks for watching Viking Media on YouTube. The last time the Vikings had a winning season, it was 2015. They had 14 wins that year, but this year they're coming off of a 7-game losing streak. They started the season with 5 wins, and they've only had 1 more since then, which was a victory against Willows Academy late in 2018. Can the Vikings get their 7th win of the season, or will Latin take their 16th? Let's see. We have 2 minutes to go. Right on cue, Kira Stallworth gets her first of the game for 2. It's 51-42, Vikings down. O'Toole sinks the layup. That's her 7th of the game. Ameti for 3. No good. O'Toole again. Batted away by Defina Rexepi. 11-point deficit. O'Toole to Myers. Myers passes across the court and it's out of bounds. 1 minute 42 to go in the game. We've seen so many tangles for the ball falling to the ground today. Here's an attempt at 2. Lauren D'Souza. It's good. Dan Paxson calls a timeout. It's 44-53 Latin. Niles North has gone 0-7 in their Central Suburban South Conference. It's very competitive there. They have New Trier and Evanston especially who are competitive. But in the conference, Latin has 5 wins and no losses. They did lose to Evanston though, who North had to play in their conference. A minute and a half to go. 9 points between the Vikings and a tied game. Oh, Toole seals it. A layup for her 8th of the game. And D'Souza heavily guarded by the Romans. She sinks a layup. The Vikings using, I believe, their last timeout. Dan Paxton started here in 2008, succeeding Joel Kessler. This is his 11th season as head coach. He's a very well-known figure around this program. And it's Latin's ball. Natalie Mann. Passing all around the arc. They're eating up the clock. And Rixepi violently strips away the ball. Of course, that's a foul. And so, Kendall Pollard will be at the line, looking for her 6th score of the game. No. 57 seconds to go. Sarah Nelson loses control. Latin's ball, and there's a foul. On Lauren D'Souza. Kira Stallworth, the junior, will be at the line, looking for her 2nd score of the game. No. Here's D'Souza again, to Ameti. For 2. No good. Ooh. D'Souza is not loath to foul, as she has given the Vikings their 9th foul of the half. That's her 4th of the game. Ameti. To D'Souza. No good. .20 seconds to go. Natalie Mann. 10 seconds to go. Maureen Myers. 6 seconds to go. In a surreal display of conviviality, the Latin Romans have come back in the second half from a 5-point deficit to win the game. Their school was founded in 1888, and their motto reads, "Faithfulness always." Faithful to their pursuit of winning basketball games, as they have gotten their 16th win of the season. The Vikings lost their 2nd of this weekend. I'm Elliot Parrish. Thank you for watching Viking Media. Stay warm and have a good remainder of your weekend.